Welcome to the Suspense Files on the Sister Speak Show. The Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Sister. Spiritual inspiration shared through the arts. Sister. Spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana, but you better call me Sister Speak. Welcome to my first-time listeners. Welcome to my faithful Sister Speak Show listeners. I'm recording from Dallas, Texas. And you are listening to the Suspense Files, where we cover the who, what, when, where, why, in urban crime. That includes mysteries, urban cold cases, obsession, and more. The Suspense Files. To my first-time listeners, I just want you to be prepared that this is a network that is rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts. You will need water, and you will need scuba gear. Yes, we deep sea dive. And not only that, you need water because it's good for your body. It's that reflective power that you'll need. I am excited about tonight's episode on the Suspense Files. The insanity that rocks the cradle. The pregnancy predator. Yes. Oh, how cute. We love babies. Pregnancy. Such a beautiful event that our human bodies get to experience. The joy. The new addition to the family. Something that's going to bond us. A boy. A girl. Twins. Triplets? Your very first. Your third. Your bundle of joy. Notice I said your, but for some reason, that's not always the case. Well, what do you mean, Sister Speak? Oh. Well, sometimes there are some people, some women, and even some men who don't view pregnancy or the birth of a child in the same way that anybody in their right mind would. And as a result, there are situations that occur that can create a horrible outcome. There are some women who are desperate to have a baby, and they can't. And they're not thinking about going through the natural processes of fertility. They're interested in your baby. As a matter of fact, we're pregnant. There are some women who will go through the entire 3 trimesters faking their pregnancy. Various reasons to have a baby. Some nurses work in the maternity ward as a cover-up because somebody's baby is leaving the maternity ward with them. Now, we don't know what went wrong, but what we do know is that something is left, because if it were right, we wouldn't be covering this topic. The insanity that rocks the cradle. the pregnancy predator, the gender reveal, has now turned into the predator reveal, because the length that some women and men will go to either have a baby or end a pregnancy is criminal, and we're going to cover it tonight on the Suspense Files. The urban crime, the intrigue, the mystery, what makes somebody go insane. She faked her pregnancy. Nobody knew. She was desperate. She's pregnant. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. You're married. She can't keep this baby, but she told you that she's going to, and you're determined to make sure she doesn't. The blood is on your hands, and you're trying to wipe it off. As a matter of fact, you're trying to clean up the scene right now. All that bleach isn't going to cover up the act. You forgot. Yeah, God sits high and looks low. You're not going to ever get away with it. But in the meantime, in between time, this is your baby. So you've deceived everybody into believing the baby shower, the pregnancy registry. I've got something to tell you. What's that? We're pregnant. Really? Yes. Oh my gosh, here's the test. The fake test, but nevertheless, here's the test. How far are you willing to go to keep your man? Yeah. You know that he is a player, and you're willing to do anything that it takes to have his baby, or to even look like you're pregnant with his baby. Oh, you ran into a rapper. You ran into a celebrity. Oh, you one of those. And so you're pregnant so you can entrap him. Take his money. The keep a man baby killer. Really? That's the motive, right? That's the new gig. No. It never ends well. No, there's always going to be something that happens. Something's going to go wrong. It's the energy. Oh, you're using pregnancy trap magic? That's a spell. Yeah, I know. It's easy to do it because brothers are not hip to the fact that there is magic done that involves this pregnancy. But we're going to expose it on the Suspense Files because that's what we do. There is something going on in the village, and we're going to solve it. The insanity that rocks the cradle. The pregnancy predator. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks. Hold on now. Now listen. Before you get baby fever, before you catch it, before you say, ooh, I want one, before you say, ooh, baby girl, I'm finna have his baby, before you poke a hole in the condom, before you forget to take your birth control, just remember, you don't control the outcome. And the Lord always has the first and the last laugh. Positive or negative, you be the judge. Repeat after me. There's no need to chase, only to embrace. The first episode of The Hair Appointment on This Is This Week's Show is available on demand now, rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts. Episode 1, TLC. Don't go chasing follicles. Please, stick to the textures and the melanin that you're used to. On The Hair Appointment, we're covering all aspects of hair, skin, and nails for all shades of brown people in the village. Click the link for the latest episode, where you can get tips, products, and wisdom on the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. It's time to podcast and chill. It's time to vent and get it off your chest, brothers and sisters, with the latest episode of the Vent Session on the Sister Speak Show. Episode 4, Don't Join the Circus. In this episode, boundaries, cutting people off who keep dominating you. Boosie, he said what he said. What's the next question? Solo shifts. I won't be able to meet any of your expectations. Driving. Why is your license cutting up in school? Lace Candy, in love with the enemy. There are other episodes available on demand on the Vent Session. You will enjoy each one because we want to be the flavor in your ear. Each episode is rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts for all shades of brown people. It's time to podcast and chill with the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. Click the link for the latest episode. Welcome back. You are listening to the Vent Session. Excuse me, no, you're not. You're absolutely not. And I'm going to keep it. I want to keep this in the clip. In this episode, you're listening to the Suspense Files on the Sister Speak Show, covering the who, what, when, where, why in urban crime. Tonight's episode, the insanity that rocks the cradle, the pregnancy predator. Brothers and sisters, one thing that we have to realize is that being pregnant is a serious reality. It stops everything the moment that you find out that you're pregnant. And the entire process of being pregnant, from the morning sickness, the first, second, third trimester, going into labor, that entails a lot. Pregnancy is a trying, pressing, beautiful, spiritual moment in time. And it is not to be used as a weapon, although it is. And it is not to be taken for granted if you are fertile. Pregnancy is a billion-dollar industry. How so? Because of the black market, with people stealing babies and all of those aspects. But I wasn't going to come from that aspect tonight, even though I could have. Tonight's episode entails what goes on with an individual or individuals once they find out someone is pregnant, and how close in proximity most killers are to their victims in these specific types of crimes. You'd be amazed at how close they are. You know, I always say that sometimes the pallbearer is in fact the murderer. And the spirit of jealousy does play a part when it comes to someone being pregnant, because for whatever reason, if someone is not able to get pregnant and they're someone in close proximity to them there's these feelings of feeling inadequate because of the season of being barren. And many women try to get pregnant and there is no carnal success, but there is definitely spiritual success when it comes to pregnancy. And there are different avenues that one will go to and through in order to get pregnant: in vitro, surrogate, and, you know, changing their lifestyle, whatever it is, in order to put them in a position to get pregnant. Sometimes you can't get pregnant because there's a blockage in your fallopian tube. You're dealing with ovarian cyst, just various reasons, okay? And outside of knowing that someone has had a hysterectomy, and those type of situations. But even in that, brothers and sisters, there is a feeling that comes over some women if they cannot have a baby, or if they are in a situation where they feel like they're losing a man, or if they're looking to gain some type of financial or superficial gift, sympathy. Some people will literally just create a fantasy around being pregnant. And we're dealing with the energies being off, because when your energies are balanced, we know that the behaviors that will be brought to you in these clips tonight for educational purposes are not balanced energies. No one in their right mind would ever do these type of things if they were balanced. And always in the equation is childhood trauma, and always in the equation is the fact that the devil does seek to kill and to destroy. His entire mission is to wipe out whoever he can. And when it goes to hunting for a baby, when it goes to actually being a person who wants to actually rob what's in someone's womb, we're talking about theft on a whole nother level. We're talking about kidnapping and murder and the absolute nightmare that the victim experiences at the hand of the villain. To have your womb cut open, the normal processes of a C-section or a natural, a vaginal birth, being in a hospital or, a water birth, having a doula, midwife, whatever it is, having the maximum amount of comfort around you in order to deliver is what is considered to be this normal process of delivery. However, to have an abrupt delivery, an induced delivery at the hands of someone's insanity is a whole nother haunted house, if you will. That's a whole nother demon. And these demons walk around looking for something that's not theirs and are willing to go that length, blood, gore, and all, to take a baby out of the womb. It exists. The clips there were a plethora of clips. I had to really watch them and see which ones actually would fit into this episode of the Suspense Files to teach and raise awareness about the insanity that rocks the cradle. The pregnancy predators. If you're pregnant right now, you're expecting your pregnancy to go as smoothly as possible. You're not expecting a knock on the door to be one where you will have to fight for your life. You're not expecting anybody in the neighborhood to be eyeing you and exacting your childbirth, thinking of the right time to come over and induce your labor because they want your baby. They have a man that they need to keep, and she told him that she's pregnant, and he believes her, and she has bought a baby bump, and she's all into this entire fantasy, and your baby is her baby in her mind, and she's going to do what she feels she needs to do in order to take your baby. And you're not going to give your baby up without a fight. No, you're not. You're going to be in shock while fighting. And if she comes over with any type of sharp object, and if you don't win the fight, there's going to be a lot of lacerations on the palm of your hands. The crime scene is going to be horrific because the insanity that rocks the cradle inside of her house, she has a whole room set up. You told her you were pregnant with a boy, and that's when she told him she was pregnant with a boy. I mean, she's nuts. The family knows she's bought sonograms. She is loose. Her mind is far gone. She's desperate. He's desperate. His wife cannot find out. And these clips, this evening, this morning, this afternoon, whenever you're listening, will resonate with the insanity that is in the atmosphere. It's the Predator reveal. Tonight's clips are brought to you by YouTube for fair use only, Section 107 in the Copyright Act of 1976. This is for educational purposes only, to raise awareness, to teach. This is not to incite violence or to glorify violence. We don't do that in the village. This is because in our village, there is an imbalance when it comes to relationships, love, lust, not knowing when to let go. There are women and men, excuse me, engaging in sexual activity and are outraged at the fact that there is a pregnancy now as a result of brothers and sisters not using condoms. She told me she was on the pill. Which one? Was it ecstasy or Tylenol or Sudafed? Which one? Which pill? Vitamins, a supplement, prenatal? Which one? Which pill, brother, did she tell you she was on? She said she was on something. Yeah, the mattress. I mean, what are we doing? She was on that shit. What's going on? I mean, you all do not do any vagina facts. You don't do any type of facts. Oh no, I thought we was we use protection. What did you do? Lock the door? We use protection. What did you use? A gun? What type of protection did you use? Man, I was just coming through just trying to hit it. I wasn't trying to have no baby, but she was. She wants you. She was. No, you don't understand. The woman you were speaking to was not the spirit that was going to dominate and actually trick you. That incubus, succubus, spirit demon is real. She played you. You came over there playing her, thinking that you were going to hit it and quit it. Because a lot of the sisters these days, the younger ones, they got to have a lot of masculine energy in it. So they know that you coming over there for that, and they've got something for you too. No, you're not. Before I Let Go is not going to be the song you singing. Your pullback game isn't strong. I don't care if you try to ejaculate, skeet on her stomach. It doesn't matter. Both of you are coming in with ill intentions, doing something that you shouldn't be doing. The vibrations are low, and the outcome is a pregnancy, and you don't want the baby. And now you have planned to murder her and the baby. That's what the suspense file is about tonight. It's about you not being prepared in totality to have sex, because if you were, this would not be the vibration. You are now setting up and trying to pay somebody to jump her so she can lose the baby. You're willing to push her down the stairs. We're talking about the pregnancy predator tonight on the suspense files this evening, whenever you're listening. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about you didn't want the baby, but you wanted to have sex, and you're not using protection. You're not protecting your mind, your soul, your lineage, or anything. That's why you're having to deal with a rat ass baby mama, or a baby mama that you don't want anybody to see in the night or in the day. And you're willing to off her because you don't want to have anything to do with it. You are insane. You are the insanity that rocks the cradle. It's not just women. It is the energy that possesses both men and women. We have to be 100% when we have this conversation, because it starts out all cute, But somewhere along the line, it's going to turn left when the energies are not balanced. And when the energies aren't balanced, that's where the urban crime comes into play. You hired a hitman to take her out. You have the money to do it. You're an athlete. You're a rapper. You're a musician. You're a celebrity. You've got money in the bank. Okay? You got giraffe money. I mean, it is tall. However, you think you're invincible. And you think that even if you do ejaculate inside of her, and even if she does get pregnant, you still have the power to wipe her out. Wipe her out. Insanity. The keep a man baby trick doesn't always work well, pregnancy predator. Tonight's clips for educational purposes only, to raise awareness about pregnancy traps and pregnancy deaths. The plots, the twists, the plans, the ploys, the deception, the manipulation, just to either keep or end a pregnancy.
In a Milwaukee neighborhood.
Hard to trust your neighbors and trust anybody.
Police say a pregnant woman was found dead Friday, her child cut from her body. Then investigators say a 33-year-old woman tried to pass the baby off as her own. She reportedly called 911 saying she had just given birth to a baby that wasn't breathing. After taking her to the hospital, police later discovered she wasn't the mother and returned to the home. It was then they discovered the 23-year-old victim, Maritza Ramirez Cruz. Investigators say she was the baby boy's mother. Officers say it appeared someone tried to hide the body. The suspect's landlord says she had 3 other children and told neighbors she was pregnant again.
It's horrible. I can't even imagine. I don't even know what one thinks, and it just makes me sick.
Police have not released the suspect's name. Ramirez Cruz leaves behind 3 children. Noel Wacker on the Associated Press.
Police are trying to figure out who shot and killed a pregnant woman and her boyfriend.
Now, this happened on South Hague Avenue late Monday night. Keith Williams III and Marlasia Jones Maddox died from their injuries. Jones Maddox was pregnant. Doctors did deliver her baby boy. He is listed in critical condition tonight. Now, police don't have any suspects at this time, but they are looking for a silver or gray-colored SUV that was seen driving away from that area. Police say that it may have bullet holes on the passenger side.
Tonight, and only on 4, Marlasia's mother is speaking out for the very first time since losing her pregnant daughter. Rob Steve joins us more with a heartbroken mother's plea. Rob?
Guys, you can only imagine how hard this is on this family. Tonight, Marlasia's mother, she says she wanted us to know just how beautiful her daughter was inside and out. But also, she wants justice for her surviving grandson.
My grandson, and thank you, Lord, that he made it. But it's a shame to shoot my daughter in her stomach several times like that.
And right now, little Markeith Kmart Jones Maddox Williams is fighting for his life at Children's after being born a month early. But the horrible image of Marlasia Jones Maddox's last moments alive keep playing over and over in her mother's mind.
I know it. My life is just over. She was so good, so sweet. So talented, loved her family, her sisters.
Yvonne Jones says she loved fashion, but she and her daughter say that's not what made the 23-year-old most happy.
She was looking forward to being a mother. That's all she talked about, and she couldn't wait till her son got here to be the best mom she could be.
This was her first child. She never got a chance to hold him.
And neither will Markeith's father, Keith Williams.
And I feel so sorry for her boyfriend trying to protect. And he died too. I feel for his family too. I have to tell him when he get older about what's happened to his mom. His mom is gone. That's senseless.
We're going to stick together. Yep. We're going to raise this baby. We're going to do everything that we can to make sure this baby is going to be raised right.
This guy who did this, who the hell is he? He's evil. And he needs to pay. I want him to pay. I want answers.
And as Columbus police work to find who did this, the family is leaning on each other and finds comfort in the last quote Marlasia put on social media.
Accept what is, let go of what was,
and have faith of what will be.
Yvonne told me she is prayerful that police will make an arrest. Right now, she's stuck with the heartbreaking task of finalizing Marlasia's funeral. Reporting live, Rob Sneed, NBC4.
Thank you.
Report the baby girl that a pregnant woman was carrying when she was killed in Columbia last weekend has now died. Hello, I'm Denise Koch.
And I'm Vic Carter. The Howard County Police Department is now offering $10,000 for information about the deadly shooting. Police say someone opened fire on Dovecote Drive and a bullet went into a home and hit 30-year-old Rabia Ahmad. Ahmad was pregnant. Medics rushed her to the hospital, but she didn't survive.
Now, doctors did perform the emergency surgery. They were able to deliver the baby, but just hours ago, police announced that that baby has died. Investigators are working to figure out if the shooter was targeting anyone.
Tonight, Columbus police are trying to figure out.
Then a mother-to-be was going for a doctorate.
But those plans were cut short when a car and a tractor-trailer crash happened on the Eastern Shore. ABC 2 News' Cheryl Connor joins us now after speaking with friends of Zarissa Ayers.
Yeah, Kelly and Jamie, she went to school in Baltimore and worked here before moving to Virginia. It was a trip between the two states that put investigators to work. Why did a tractor trailer crash into her car and kill 5 people and an unborn baby? A baby shower basket full of gifts for a girl, unique ones, a bathing suit and sundresses, sandals and a purse. Lisa Phillips carried this in to show us because she never had a chance to deliver it to first-time mom-to-be Zarissa Ayers.
I was so thrilled to get an invitation to her shower, and I remember communicating with her, finally you get to have your own basket.
Phillips runs her own business called Celebrate Us, where she designs gift baskets. Ayers, a former colleague and classmate at Morgan State University, encouraged her to create her own collection. Phillips was invited to her baby shower in Baltimore on Saturday afternoon, but Ayers died 12 hours before the party.
The only thing that you can do is to honor the people that were involved.
Maryland State Police say this tractor trailer rolled over her car at Route 50 and Route 213 in Y Mills. Ayers was behind the wheel coming from Virginia, where she was living. Her sister Regina and Regina's 7-year-old daughter, 2-month-old son, and boyfriend, all in the car, also died. And unborn baby Zoe never got the gifts so many friends were set to deliver.
She allowed us all in to celebrate with her. So her last post talked about feeling nauseated.
Now she is the one who feels sick. 5 people are dead, along with a baby due in about a month. Ayers just received her master's degree and was making plans for a doctorate, but her memory may live on through the courage she gave a friend.
What I would love to do is get it to the family, because it's theirs.
And Lisa Phillips plans to dedicate some of the profits she makes from her business to start a book scholarship to honor Zarissa. The money will go to Coppin State University, where Lisa also studied. State police are trying to figure out what led to the crash and if one of the vehicles ran a red light. The driver of the tractor trailer is out of the hospital, and investigators hope to interview him this week. Live in the newsroom, Cheryl Connor, ABC 2 News.
Tonight, Corey Deering behind bars. Police say the 39-year-old married man murdered his pregnant ex-girlfriend, Stacy Jones.
Miss Jones was 8 months pregnant.
Investigators say Deering was the father of that baby boy. The infant delivered after his mom was gunned down, but he didn't survive.
The victim had conveyed to some of her friends that the father told her she would never make it through the pregnancy.
The murder was caught on surveillance camera. Chicago police say Deering vandalized Jones' Southside house in the middle of the night. When she came out to investigate what was going on, police say he shot and killed her. According to court records, Deering was dropped off at the crime scene by another woman who police say is also pregnant with his baby. Over the phone, Stacy Jones' dad, Tommy Baker, told me he's thankful police made an arrest quickly.
I'm glad Chicago Police Department did their job.
This tragedy, an example of a large problem. According to the 2018 Illinois Maternal Morbidity and Mortality Report, homicides accounted for 15% of all pregnancy-associated deaths for Black women. UIC's Elisa Valonis studies partner violence.
These inequities that result from racism make it harder for individuals and survivors to take the steps that can be taken to be safer.
Deering worked as a coach for the Chicago Park District for more than 15 years. Tonight, he's on emergency suspension and being held without bond. Hey, if you like that video.
It's a really upsetting story. There's a couple sitting in the Wake County jail accused of killing a pregnant woman and then stuffing her body in a suitcase.
Now, CBS 17's Liz Ortiz live in Wake County with what we know about the suspects. Liz?
Well, Bill and Randy, arrest warrants in this case show the victim, Brittany Smith, was 6 months pregnant with a boy. Now, Wake County officials have not released a motive in this killing, but the two suspects are due in court at 9 this morning, and that is when we hope to learn more details in this case. Now, take a look. Authorities arrested this couple, 37-year-old Thomas Johnson and his girlfriend, 24-year-old Emily Trevethan. The sheriff wouldn't say how the suspects knew the victim, Brittany Smith. Smith was last seen a week ago today. And investigators say she was strangled. Arrest warrants also show her body was found stuffed in a purple suitcase near the Neuse River in Raleigh.
And it's very emotional. Imagine that. It's a young person, young lady, regardless of what type of life, how life is for any of us. You know, no one deserves to have their life taken.
Now, Sheriff Baker went on to say his thoughts and prayers are with Smith's family at this time. Johnson and Trevethan are charged with murder of an unborn child, and concealment of a body. We're live in Wake County. Liz Ortiz, CBS 17 News.
Last week, it had many of us Googling for more information. You got to watch this.
Michelle Wilkins went to this house 7 months pregnant. Police say she responded to an ad on Craigslist for baby clothes.
She cut me.
Who cut you?
Downstairs. I don't know.
Where did she cut you at?
I'm pregnant. She got me on my stomach.
Her baby had been cut out of her.
Yet when the victim arrived to the hospital, so did her unborn child.
At the same time, another female showed up at the hospital, age 34, with a deceased baby.
Police say the 34-year-old suspect claimed the baby as her own, saying she had a miscarriage.
Just an unbelievable story. Now we have an update to share. The suspect, Dynell Lane, will not be charged with murder. The reaction on Twitter and Facebook, understandably for the most part, has been utter shock. Michael Civil writes, this shows our justice system is a disgrace. She took a living baby from the mother's stomach. If that is not murder, then I don't understand. To help us understand this more, HLN legal analyst Joey Jackson and Dr. Charles Sophie is back with us. He's a psychiatrist. Joey, let's start with you. This mother was in her third trimester, Joey. Why do you think there's no murder charge?
Well, Yasmin, good afternoon. What happens is it comes down to Colorado law. And what happens is this. It says that in order for it to be murder, it has to be a living human being, a person, and it's a fetus. So the law is unclear as to how long the fetus has to sustain itself. Remember this. A witness in the case, who was the defendant's husband, said that he observed the child taking a breath. Is that enough for the law to classify the fetus as a person? Now, what the district attorney could do, to be fair, Yasmin, is charge the murder. I think the concern is that the defense attorneys would make a motion to dismiss, saying under the law, it's not the fetus is not viable, is not human, and therefore you cannot sustain that charge. And that's the fear. And finally, what has to happen moving forward is there needs to be a legislative solution. What do I mean? The legislature has to classify what the meaning is so that hopefully there is no future reference, but should something like this occur again, there could be accountability without any legal question as to whether or not that fetus is a human being.
I think it's important to note, though, there are many children that have survived and that were born at 7 months, especially once you're in the third trimester. They believe babies can survive. Dr. Sophie, we don't know exactly what motivated Lane to do such an unspeakable thing, luring this mother to her apartment, cutting a baby out of her belly. It seems so incredulous to me, just even explaining this story to you. What is your hunch here? What could motivate someone to do something so unspeakable?
Well, clearly, as you said, this is unspeakable behavior. What it's motivated by could be a severe mental illness, delusional, but it also could be the extent and the aftermath of drugs or alcohol. If someone's on drugs, coming off of drugs. So we really don't know, but the one thing we can say is that this person was not in their clear state of mind.
T-Mobile is upgrading home.
Hey, they need to go ahead and get that straight jacket ready, because this Looney Tune needs to be locked up. I know y'all like for me to get straight to the point. So basically, Shorty went 9 months faking a pregnancy. There was a baby shower, there was a gender reveal, which was that clip that you all saw. And Shorty seemed like super animated. Me personally, she didn't look pregnant.
What do you mean by that?
Now, I have 2 kids myself, so I'm not saying I'm an expert or anything, but she just didn't have that pregnant glow to me. Moving on. So can you imagine how the father or the supposed father felt? You went 9 months thinking that you got a baby on the way. Y'all done gave it a name. I'm sure he done bossed up. I'm sure he done told his homies. He done told his people. You know what I'm saying? Here's the due date. And then for it to come out that it was a whole Amazon fake baby bump. Who orders a baby bump from Amazon?
Wowzers.
This is something like off a bad BET movie, like one of them low budget films. Except Shorty really got away with this up until now. But the jig is up. I want that same outrage that y'all been having on my page for the past 2 days about that woman who proposed to a man. Hate to see it, man. Keep your head up even when it hurts. Mozzie out.
We'll be right back for part 2 of the Suspense Files. Wait a minute, hold up. We'll be right back for part 2 of the Suspense Files on the Sister Speak Show. The insanity that rocks the cradle. The pregnancy predator. You were already warned that she was sleeping with the ops, and you're still gonna go over there and lay your head on her pillow. The latest episode of the tour on the Sister Speak Show is available on demand now, rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts. On this episode, Snakes in the Studio, Part 2, Two-Faced Managers and Artists, Poison in the Pillow, He Said, She Said, Now Someone's Dead. Click the link in the bio for the latest episode of the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action, a talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Be careful. Rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts. There won't be any more warnings. That's why your heart is beating fast. He's out there again. You can see him from the stage. He's obsessed with you. That's why he's taking your pictures. You're his fantasy. The latest episode of the Suspense Files on the Sister Speak Show is available on demand now, rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts. On this episode, Fantasies and Felonies. Strip Club Killers. On the Suspense Files, we cover the who, what, when, where, why in urban crime, including crimes of passion, deadly relationships, mysteries, urban cold cases, and more. Click the link for the latest episode of the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action, a talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Be careful. Try not to fall in love with a stripper. What the I know he didn't send me a picture of his. The latest episode of the Vent Session on the Sister Speak Show is available on demand now. Rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts. On this episode, this is not Heartbreak Hotel. Covering, sending nude photos. Gross. Nobody asked you to send that. Jobs that will fire me. I won't be able to complete that task. Unromantic getaways. This is not going to work out. Your enemies are being pursued. They cannot unshift the season. Click the link for the latest episode, the 200th episode of the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. It's time to podcast and chill. Welcome back to part 2 of the audio clips that you were just listening to on the Suspense File.
Thousands of dollars paid by that couple who thought that they were getting a newborn baby, but there was no baby.
A shock, of course, to that would-be mom, to the dad, and the adoption agency. Our Sion Rhodes, live tonight with the alleged scheme that left those parents heartbroken. Sion?
And this couple hoping that their story serves as a warning to other families looking to adopt to be sure to do their due diligence.
We had a name picked out.
After years of wanting a child, it was the news Tim and his wife had been waiting for. They'd been matched with a young woman who was pregnant with a little girl.
We had a baby shower and everything.
But the process wasn't what they expected. The supposed birth mom, Amanda Aguilar, sending them threatening text messages saying no money, no baby.
We had heard from the agency that she could be a challenge.
The couple provided Caring Adoptions with a total of $11,000 to pay for Aguilar's needs throughout the remainder of her pregnancy. But when her due date came, it turned out there was no baby.
Possibly one of the most devastating days of my entire life. Because here's this baby we had already kind of welcomed into our lives, and it turns out it never actually existed.
In fact, it wasn't even possible for Aguilar to be pregnant. An HPD review of her medical records found she'd underwent a total hysterectomy after giving birth to her 4th child back in 2015.
It was this big lie. So we felt kind of preyed upon and exploited.
Stephanie Warren owns Caring Adoptions and matched Tim and his wife with Aguilar, who had previously given up 4 children through the agency.
You start to trust someone, right? I mean, you have a relationship. You don't think they're going to do something like this.
Warren says Aguilar provided the required proof of pregnancy document, and it was verified through a doctor's office, but she's not sure how Aguilar pulled that off. Warren says her agency does not and will not make birth mothers take pregnancy tests in her office.
So why not make that one of your rules? Girls can go to any agency, and they don't have to work with us. So we kind of want to respect them and treat them as human beings and adults.
The Harris County DA's office filed theft charges against Aguilar, who then jumped bond. She's now back behind bars.
It's not okay to use deception to steal people's money.
Now, this isn't the first time that a would-be birth mother has pulled a similar scam while working with Caring Adoptions. It was just about a year ago this time that another woman pulled a similar scheme. She was just convicted 2 weeks ago. Aguilar is due in court here on Thursday, and a happy ending for Tim and his wife. They were able to successfully adopt a little boy. Reporting live, Sion Rhodes, KPRC. Channel 2 News.
Glad it ends.
In that case that sounds like something right out of a TV movie. A baby snatched out of his home and fire set as his mom was sleeping.
What makes this so shocking, we've learned the baby's mom and the kidnapper were friends and that the suspect was hiding another big secret. Our TV6 reporter Julie Persley talked to the child's mother. Julie?
Well, Metro police officers are saying very little about this case at this time because it's still in the hands of the investigators. The baby's mom says that she's eternally grateful to Metro police for what they did, and she tells me she fears that her friend may have been plotting to set her apartment on fire and take her child for quite some time. Little William Gibson turned 1 month old yesterday. After what happened to him today, his mother, 18-year-old Juanita Gibson, says she doesn't want anyone touching her son. She woke up to a room filled with smoke and multiple fires in the family's Northwest Side apartment, including one under William's bassinet.
But then I seen the fire right there, so I hurried up, pushed his bed out the way, and then put it out. And my grandmother put out the one in the kitchen, and she came over by his bed to check on him, I guess, and noticed he wasn't there.
Gibson, her mother, and grandmother were okay, but they noticed a friend who had been staying with him was also missing, Desiree Kent, a young woman who befriended her at the mall a few months ago. The family says Kent told them she was pregnant and needed a place to stay since she was overdue and would be induced this weekend.
I called my phone, and she answered and was like, you got the car yet, bruh? So I sat on the phone. I didn't say anything to her. I hung up, and then I called the police.
The family says Metro Police were able to quickly track Kent through Gibson's stolen cell phone and by using the GPS locator in the grandmother's car, which they say Kent also took.
They found her and the baby in the 2500 block of Raider on the west side of Indianapolis at the home of an acquaintance.
She said she went over there and was like, my baby cold, so she let her in, not thinking anything of it. Then shortly after that, the police came knocking on the door.
Gibson says they found out today that Kent was not pregnant.
She had a fake stomach. She wasn't really pregnant.
So what do you think she was doing?
I think she had intentions on coming over here and stealing my baby and all of us dying and her raising him as her own.
Now that Kent is behind bars, Gibson and her family are thanking Indianapolis police officers for reuniting them with this little boy that they are calling their Christmas miracle.
I was so excited. I had so much relief. That's the awful feeling, waking up to your baby not here and a person you thought was your friend steal your baby out of your possession after you done did all of this for her.
Metro Police tell us they will be turning the case over to the prosecutor's office and that Kent is expected to face charges ranging from kidnapping, arson to auto theft and theft. Also, Metro Police tell us that the baby was taken to Riley Hospital. Again, that child is okay and back home with mom, as you saw tonight. What else we've learned today is the fact that the baby's father, William Alves, is a man we told you about yesterday. He was sentenced to more than 2 decades in prison yesterday for the shooting. Apparently, he injured his ex-girlfriend over the summer. It was a shooting outside of Tech High School. Again, this story is still unfolding. We'll have much more coming up tonight at 6. Reporting live outside of the City County building, Julie Pursley, RTV6.
Fake a pregnancy. FakeAbaby.com sells everything a woman would need for the bundle of lies. The site says things like positive pregnancy tests and fake hospital documents are all gags. But not everyone is laughing. NBC2's Nestor Matos spoke to Southwest Florida women who say it could certainly be used for revenge or possibly even worse, Nestor.
Yeah, the women I talked to say it's a downright scam that could be used to trap a man or even cash in.
It's a scam probably women do for men to get attention.
FakeAbaby.com claims it's a site for gag gifts to freak others out as a prank. But it also mentions revenge. How can I get his attention and get presents?
It's very deceitful. I think it's crazy. And it's wrong.
And there's more than just positive pregnancy tests. We also found fake hospital bills and bogus baby bumps. The props ranging from $20 for tests and pictures to $150 for bellies.
I'm pretty shocked.
We showed them to Southwest Florida women who say even they would be fooled.
I wouldn't think it was fake.
Oh, I would believe it, yeah.
The site growing in popularity.
A lot of women would be doing stuff like that now.
And nothing they're selling is illegal.
People should just tell the truth, and I'm very against it.
With things like sonogram videos and even DNA tests that could be doctored, women say the site that claims to be a joke could become a serious problem.
I think it's very sad.
The site says it's for entertainment. I reached out to them, but I have not heard back. I'm in the newsroom, Nestor Mato, NBC2.
Police have arrested a 22-year-old woman who faked a pregnancy at Lugulu Mission Hospital in Bungoma County. Now, Josephine Nafula, a Ugandan national who was married to a Kenyan man, was brought to the facility on Monday night in a motorcycle to deliver in the company of her mother-in-law after she complained of quote, labor pains. According to Buya East OCPD, Valeria Nabore, police are carrying out investigations to find out the ill motive behind the woman faking the pregnancy. Yes, she wasn't. Nabore said that if the woman is found guilty, she'll be charged in a court of law.
Told Tuesday night. Everyone going about their business. 24-year-old Phoebe Cheng is among the many expectant women who had come to deliver her bundle of joy. A baby boy born out of a cesarean section and whom she claims was already secretly booked by 26-year-old Sheila Abiambo 9 months ago, as she could not sire children for her husband.
Nilikuwa na nia ya kuzaa na nilio mtoto ifike miezi 3 nipeleke. Na tulikuwa tunaishi na sister yake. Sister yake vile alihama, ndio waliconnect huyo msichana na mimi tunataka kuchukua huyo mtoto nimpeleke babake.
A plot so clinically executed that Achieng had been booked at the hospital as Sheila Abiambo. According to Achieng, she gave in to the arrangement because she does not have the ability to raise her son as she is an orphan.
Ndiye akanichukulia ulinda mama na ID yake. Yenye sababu mimi sikuwa na ID.
But the usual sounds of babies crying and screams from birthing mothers were temporarily interrupted by unfamiliar sounds. Those of police officers arresting Abiambo, who had come to lay claim to her bundle of joy, piquing the curiosity of the hospital administration, who then alerted the police.
Wakati wa kufanya discharge, chokora namtegea huyo mama kuja kumtoa, ikakuwa mama patikani, na sisi security wakapata kwamba kuna ukora inaendelea hapo. So tumeweza kumshika na tumepata information yote ile ya udanganyifu ambao walikuwa wamedanganya.
Abiambo's husband, who was shocked to the core and did not want to appear on camera, admitted his wife had managed to fool him for 9 months, claiming she was pregnant with child. A lie that continued even into the hospital records. Cases of child theft are said to have decreased at the facility after Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko took charge.
Kwa vile hospitali yetu tumeweka security ambayo iko 24 hours surveillance, ambao wako na zile radio call, wanatembea kila mahali.
The suspect is now being detained at the Shauri Moyo police station, awaiting to be arraigned, with Achieng being given time to recover before she too can be arraigned on charges of wanting to sell her child. Joy Kiruki Juma, K24.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Suspense Files on the Sister Speak Show. Tonight's episode, I keep saying tonight, this episode, the insanity that rocks the cradle, the pregnancy predator. Brothers and sisters, let's get into it so we can go ahead and go on about the rest of our day. I do thank you for podcasting and chilling with the Sister Speak Show. That means a lot to me. These clips were long this evening, and it was intentional because that's how much awareness needs to be raised. I wanted the topic not to be... Hold on, the baby's crying. Kind of in my ear. But anyway, I wanted to raise enough awareness, local, national, international awareness about this topic, because when you say pregnancy predator, you have the ability to stick to one specific detail of the topic, but that's not what the intention of tonight's episode is, or objective. When you are educating, you want to be able to cover as much as the curriculum you can. And listening to these clips, I know that many of us listening were like, wow. And some of us might even know somebody who has been a pregnancy predator or has been the victim of it. And this is about, how do we in the village eradicate it? How do we come to a place in the village where this is not an urban crime? Because the mystery, the intrigue, the suspense, and the actual execution of the crime itself is jaw-dropping. The lengths, the levels that someone will go in order to have a baby or not have a baby. And so these clips, after listening to them, I know you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It is insane. And that's why I titled this episode Insanity, the insanity that rocks the cradle. Now, there was a movie that I was inspired by there were a few movies that I was inspired by to create this topic. And we have seen various movies that the main plot is the pregnancy plot. the twist and whatever the objective of the villain was towards the victim in the movie. We've seen them all. And I said, well, wow, I know that definitely goes on in our village, so let me do the research and bring that to you. And that's why you're listening to tonight's episode, because the who, what, when, where, why in this particular urban crime is insane. Killed a mother in Columbus and the father, shot them dead, okay? And opened fire on her, and the baby died. Oh, excuse me, I'm mixing clips. First clip, you're listening to it and you say to yourself, wow, the pain in the mother's voice, the family, that was tragic. It was, anytime you have to get the news about a loved one, falling asleep, that's going to be tragic. And then the level of the tragedy, right? How did this person come to meet this fatality? And then there is the level of pain, intensity, and outrage, and the wanting to, and the desire to seek revenge and to see whoever did this pay. Because lives have been taken. And then you start to wanting to piece together, well, what was the intention of the killer? Why did this particular killer decide to kill this young couple? And I got the feeling of jealousy, and I got the feeling of there might have been something going on in the relationship. There might have been, and these are all just alleged might have beens. I don't know. I'm just picking up on it, that there might have been like I said, the spirit of jealousy, and it could have been retaliation. It could have been mistaken identity. It could, because that does happen. Somebody having the same type of car, and then you open fire only to find out that was the wrong car. And then you watch the news and you find out that that wasn't the right target. And the blood is still on your hands, and the lives that were lost. The family having to raise a son and to say, look, this is what happened to your mother and father, and then dealing with the immediate childhood trauma from the baby even experiencing, being in the car when that happened, and then even in the womb, and then how your parents passed away, how they perished, and then the child, if not getting the right support, growing up seeking whom he may destroy as well, because the energy is unbalanced because of the traumatic events that led to the death of his parents. And then the killer, I was about to say, I don't know if you're listening or not, but the killer, or even anybody who possesses that energy of the killer, it has to be very dark in your development room. The photos don't ever come out because of, there's something even within the light, there's something wrong in your development, because if in fact you did intend to kill her, and if in fact this is because of jealousy, he could have been in another relationship, she could have been in another relationship, and somebody didn't want to see this family manifest in totality. In this day and age, people do kill. And they don't care if a woman, a child, is hit. And I'm not saying only men should be shot. I'm saying that the bullets, they fly, and the intended target is whoever it hits, no matter who it is. As long as if you're in close proximity, you're an intended target. An intended target. Open fire on a pregnant woman and the baby dies. She's in her home The bullet strikes and it kills her. They don't know if that was intended or not. But what we do know is that the finger did pull the trigger. And in this day and age of low vibrating behaviors and people not being able to handle certain events, especially a pregnancy, you just have to wonder, like, were you the father? What was your relation to this woman? Because that says a lot to kill a woman and the baby. Car crash on the way to the baby shower. 5 killed by a tractor trailer that rolled over on the car. The baby girl was unborn. She also perished. This occurred in Baltimore 12 hours before the baby shower. Was the driver driving reckless? They said that the driver might have run a red light. They're still investigating what happened that day. 5 people in the car killed on the way, 12 hours away from a baby shower. And that is tragic. What happened on that freeway, that roadway that day? Drunk driving? Not paying attention, speeding? What was the cause that led to that rollover crash? And nobody walks away in the car with a pregnant woman. They all perish. Driving on the freeway recklessly, drunk driving, texting while driving, one hand on the wheel, you've got this, speeding, not looking, thinking that you can just push your way through traffic because you're in an 18-wheeler. Not all those who drive 18-wheelers. I'm just saying those who just don't drive 18-wheelers correctly. What led up to that situation? Because could that have been avoided? Is there anything that could have been done differently to where all parties could make it to their destinations to this very day? One thing is for certain, 2 things are for sure. When you're a whore, things just don't go well for you. When you're a whoremonger, things don't go well for you because you're already vibrating low. You're already out here just doing the least, because if you were doing the most, then I wouldn't have to be reporting on anything like this. But you're out here doing the most. And I'm speaking to you brothers and you sisters who still continue to have reckless sex. You won't stop. You're not going to stop. Who the fuck am I to tell you to stop is what you're saying. It's your body and you can do what you want to with it. Okay, demon. That's just you speaking, demon. But I'm going to say to you, you didn't create yourself. So how could it be? In totality, if we're just going to really keep it real, and because you don't have the power, you can literally feel as if you have the power to do what you want when you want, and you'll use free will. But we have to understand that sometimes that just because you have free will does not mean that you can just do certain things or anything that you want to if you call yourself vibrating high. Now, if you vibrate low, you don't give a damn. You're going to do what you want when you want. And the outcome is just what it is. The oh well mentality. I don't give a fuck mentality. I'm ready to do what I want. I'm going to have as many women as I want, as many men as I want. This hot pocket is steaming, even though it's full of broccoli. And I'm ready to give it the worst that I've got, because we definitely can't say you're going to give it the best that you've got. You're going to give it the worst that you've got. You're going to take your penis, you're going to take your payday bar, and you're going to Give it to as many women as you can, and you're going to ejaculate inside of them, because the thing about it is that a weak-ass game. You want to have my baby? Yeah. You going to have my baby? All that bullshit just so you can have sex without a condom. And then it's this moment of lust and this moment of, excuse me, all sex educated decisions, are out the window. And in this moment of temporary euphoria, you are willing to let somebody ejaculate inside of you and have their baby, so you think, but you're not prepared for the movie. You just saw the trailer, and in the trailer, they're only going to show the good parts to make you come to watch the movie. And we must admit that sometimes only the trailer is the best part of the movie. And you're sitting there like, however much money you spent for your ticket or tickets, even however much money you might have spent for your snacks, you want a full refund, because this is some bullshit and you want no parts of it. And you just wasted probably an hour and 50 seconds, or maybe 2 hours watching some bullshit. And it was a waste of your time. You could have been doing something more with your life. But here you are, being sold a dream, led to believe that in these clips, these snippets of his or her life, that this is the person who you want to get pregnant, who you want to have a baby by. And now you can't stand that motherfucker. Your words. This nigga is shit. This bitch right here. My baby mama get on my nerves. But you were so juiced to say the word baby mama. You were so juiced to have a baby daddy, you didn't know what to do. That's why you put all these niggas' names in a hat and pulled out the worst of the worst. It didn't matter which nigga's name you pulled out. It was all going to end up in a situation where your life would be threatened. He would walk away. He doesn't want to deal with you or the baby. He just wanted to fuck. Don't you all know that by now? He just wanted to fuck. He didn't want to marry you, make love to you. You can blow all them fucking candles out. You can turn off the jazz, the hip-hop jazz, or you can even turn off the baby, because most of you are having sex to some trill, gangster-ass trap music, and you want to know why these babies come out throwing up the middle finger, slapping you in the face, talking about, bitch, where's my milk? You're just like your daddy. Who is my daddy? Because you were playing Ring Around the Hood. Yeah, it's real in the field. You thought that you had such good vagina. Of course, yeah, you're going to let him have sex with no condom because you want to have his baby. That's just it. You've made up in your mind. You want to have his baby. You put the things that you wanted to do with him in a hat, and you pulled out, I want to have his baby. Because he is A, B, C, D. Whatever it is. Status, no status. It doesn't matter what it is. You knew what you were doing. The pregnancy predator. This baby wasn't even born in love. This baby was born in lust. This baby was born in chaos. This baby was conceived in fuckery, in manipulation, deception, and you're expecting your pregnancy to go right. Now, listen here. I don't condone anyone taking a gun, knife, or any other type of weapon and killing somebody else as a result of their own fucked up decisions. We only condone self-defense on the Sister Speech Show Network. What I'm saying is, the Lord causes the plans of man to take no effect. And in your calculations, you were not calculating strangulation. In your manipulation, you did not calculate strangulation. What are you saying, Sister Speak? I'm saying this nigga went from choking you during sex to now choking you for real, because you want to keep the baby and he doesn't want to fuck around with you or the baby. He ain't ready. He just wants to be a player, or he already has 6 kids and 3 on the way. And he cannot deal with 15 baby mamas. He only can deal with 13. Or he's in a relationship with another female and she said, if you don't kill the bitch, I will. There's something about a threat going on, which is why he is now in between a rock and a hard place, even though he is a part of the reason why this is occurring. And he feels like, I can't go on child support. I don't want to get caught cheating. Whatever it is, now, after you have ejaculated, busted your nut, done what you needed to do, now you want to start thinking about your life and how you don't want your life to be fucked up. Sir, it was already fucked up. Ma'am, it was already fucked up. Straight like that. Oh man, I can't be having no baby. Nigga, we know that. But you should have thought about that before you went over there to hit. Before you did whatever you did to woo. Sis, you should have thought about all of this beforehand. He don't take care of his baby. Did you think you thought he was. You thought he was. That's that game. Some of you men only want to have, are pregnancy predators because you only want to have baby mamas or get a woman pregnant because that is a for sure piece of vagina that you can have just in case there's a drought. In and out, just inconsistent. And you don't want to be put on child support. There's the threat. And the woman is threatening you because if you don't do what she wants to be done, she's going to hit you with that. And you don't want to have any parts of it. So now you are premeditating her murder or her jumping or something to the effect that will keep her from getting to the courthouse because you don't have time to be paying for your mistakes. You don't want to pay for your mistakes. You'd rather just erase it as if you had sex with her in chalk. No, but there's going to be chalk outlining her body, but there's also chalk outlining your body. No one gets away. There are spiritual deaths and physical deaths that occur in these type of pregnancy predator situations. In the insanity that rocks the cradle, no one escapes. There's an outline of chalk around the one who commits it, both spiritually and physically, as well as the victim. No one escapes. I think everybody just thinks that no one escapes. So when you decide to go over and actually kill a woman who you actually put your penis inside of, y'all exchanged genitalia, secretions and juices and the feeling, the entire act, only to kill her? Only to be killed, sis? Brother? I'm talking to the ones who are in these type of situations. You're reckless. Using your body as a weapon to entrap or to remove yourself from a snare. Tongue kissing the devil. Ejaculating inside of the devil. Being penetrated by the devil. Getting pregnant by the enemy. Come on, somebody. If we be real today in the village, there are some sisters and brothers who know for a fact that you have gotten the enemy pregnant or you have gotten pregnant by the enemy. And it's rough. It's a lot. And you are on the brink of a 5150 because your soul knows that family is family. Mother, father, the unity, the accord, the likeness, the image, the predestination of the family unit in the 12 tribes of Israel is corrupt. It's in chaos. It's in lava. It's in the danger zone. It's in the guillotine. And we have children on this earth right now that have been conceived in everything that I just said, that are here, that can feel the energy, born with the energy, and have been set up for failure. But God, but God, but God, but God, but God will always be the panacea, brothers and sisters, in spite of how fatal this topic is. In spite of the previous failures, the previous encounters that led to urban crimes as a result of unbalanced energies. But God still, but God, because He is able to snatch us up out of that pit. The village is. Have you ever walked into a room or a building or even outside and said, what the fuck is that smell? What the fuck is that smell? That's what the village smells like right now. What is that smell? That's death. The bodies. Nobody has come to take the bodies to the morgue. The bodies are here on display because until we fix it, the bodies can't be buried. The problem cannot pass on. The curse is still in the soil, and we cannot expect a harvest to ever sprout up underneath bodies, dead bodies. It just won't happen. And so in our village, because of our whoremongering and our fornication and the lust and the desires and the passion to have to do these acts, we end up in criminal activity that leads to insanity, that leads to a gift of life being a curse. Now the life, yes, the life is precious, but the energies. What was this child born into? What was this child going to be born into? Who's carrying this child? What's in the lineage? What's in the blood of all parties involved? What would make someone stuff a pregnant woman into a suitcase? I'll never know. Outside of what I could just gather. Because you have, I say bring the scuba gear, but there's still some levels where you're like, wow, I don't even want to have to go that low to even surmise, deduce the reasoning behind the insanity that someone would stuff a pregnant woman, kill her and stuff her in a purple suitcase. Purple for royalty, purple for power. I know that spiritual wickedness and principalities are real. I know voodoo, witchcraft, and spell work are real. The devil is real. And that's the only thing that you could say is that these people have goblins, demons, and witches. That's what they are. That's what this is. Because the energies, once again, are not balanced. The moment you find out you're pregnant, everything changes. And depending on the circumstances, that is going to be the beginning of either the beginning or the end. That is going to be the precursor for what is to come. The environment inside of you as well as outside of you, fertilizing this energy, this baby, and unbalanced energies will commit murder. I think that's absolutely tragic that we could even enter into this type of conversation. The last minutes of anybody's life is those are the last minutes in that lifetime, and to have to be faced with having to fight off somebody or somebody's, or even not even have a chance because a bullet penetrates the wall, or a car accident. These are not things that you think will happen to you. And a lot of times, why should you, right? Why should you? But if you are in an environment where it's grimy and you are dealing with nothing but grimy people, then grimy things happen. Okay? They just do. An ad on Craigslist leads to a woman having her baby cut out of her womb, and you're just going to get clothes because you may not have enough money to clothe your baby, but you have the wherewithal to make sure that your baby has what he or she needs in order to make it. And you are diligent in your motherhood in pursuing the ability and the environment that you need to pursue, creating it so your baby can thrive. And you're lured over by this list thinking one thing, but the next thing you know, this woman is attacking you with scissors. That has got to be frightening. The need, the desperation to have a baby. Lord God. It reminds me of the Herod spirit, the hunt for the one, the king, the Messiah, Yahweh, the Most High God's Son, the one, Emmanuel. Our everything, our creator, our savior. The Lion of Judah, the King of Israel, the hunt for baby Yahweh. The hunt. Looking for Mary. Because Herod was intimidated, insecure, evil, satanic. The devil's child. A wicked ruler. A ruler with no wisdom. A tyrant. Seeking to kill. Firstborns. Looking for baby Yahweh. The Lord made it to where there was no room in the inn. If there would have been room in the inn, they would have surrounded and possibly been able to exact what Herod had sent out for the bounty to take the life of baby Yahweh. So the Lord, the Most High God, Father God, led Mary and Joseph, baby Yahweh, to the manger. To protect him. Emmanuel. So our Savior could live. That spirit is not a new spirit. It's a ancient spirit. Terrified Mary must have been, knowing that they were being sought after, hunted diligently, having to run while pregnant. 9 months, getting ready to give birth. And the Lord allowed them to make it to safety. I thank the Most High God for his divine protection. And in this village, if you do not have the Most High God, Yahweh, in your life, as your God, the only God in your life, you will be more susceptible to Herod. Herod did kill firstborns. There were babies that did not make it. Now, true protection is abstinence, celibacy, self-control, and those are energies that you have to want more than you want to bust a nut, more than you want to get pregnant. It's a process. And this isn't to make anybody feel bad, except for the ones who choose to stay low and don't ever want to come out of that. You can't go around using your body as a weapon. And pregnancy is not a way to keep a man. It is a way to run a man off. You're thinking that it's going to be this and we're going to be a family and he going to change and this. No, sis, your math is off. You need to be hooked on arithmetic. Your math is off. That's not the case. A man can walk away at any point in time that he wants to. He doesn't have to show up to the baby shower. He doesn't have to do anything that he does not want to do if he vibrates low. And this generation of having babies just to be having babies has got to stop. That's a generational curse. I am saying that we've got to be able to stop having babies just to have babies. Babies are not a profit. Babies are some babies now are born prophets, but they're not a profit. Killing a pregnant woman because you don't want her. Setting up a man with a pregnancy that doesn't even exist. A whole baby shower. You have the whole everything lined out and you weren't even pregnant. If you don't, after your rehabilitation, if you don't get into some acting classes and get yourself on the silver screen, because baby, you had everybody fooled. Some of you right now, you know that this gender reveal has more than one secret. You know that you're not really pregnant and you don't give a fuck. You got the nigga that you wanted. You got you a big stepper, so you think, ooh, look at you. Oh, so you really are. Okay, now look, some of you may really be pregnant, but at what cost? Just so you can say you got MC such and such's baby. This is MC Dirt on the Grounds, baby. Are you ready to be fighting other women? It's one thing to think that you the only one pregnant. Nah, we pregnant. No, it's a baby showers. No, as a matter of fact, it's a baby thunderstorm because this nigga's got 7 kids. It's a baby thunderstorm. And, one baby mama jealous because he got another girl pregnant. That's a problem because they don't want any other woman having any kids. You hers. It's a whole bunch of fuckery when we do it out of order is the whole point. Anything out of order is going to cause some fuckery and some chaos. And it's going to lead to insanity, rocking the cradle, which then leads to the pregnancy predator because anything out of order will produce the Most High God teaching many lessons. Are you saying that these women deserve to be killed? No, I'm not. Are you saying that that this is something that is going to keep on happening. Yeah, it's going to keep on happening if we don't vibrate higher and close our legs and keep our penis and keep, not our penis, I don't have a penis, but in men keeping their penis inside of their pants, and everybody deciding that they're tired of being one way and get sick and tired of themselves. Because look at it. Look at it. Life is more than just saying, that's my baby mama, that's my baby daddy. Life is more than just saying, ooh, come to my gender reveal. Oh my God, we pregnant. Life is more than just posting a picture of your sonogram on Instagram. Y'all are living for social media, and the shit is real. There's trauma that comes with being pregnant and drama, and it shouldn't be that way. Something that's supposed to be beautiful is now ending up with 25 years to life, or with an unsolved mystery, or with the baby having to grow up without his or her mother. It's just real in the field. How desperate are we to have somebody that we're willing to kill the other woman that's pregnant by him? How willing people are really paying for hits on people just because they're so jealous. And it hurts. It most definitely hurts to find out that a man has gone out and gotten another woman pregnant, especially if you haven't had his baby first, but you've been with him this whole time. Well, that's when you also find out that he's, an infidel. He's never been true to anybody. He's not even true to himself. A man will never be true to you if he's not true to himself. We have to stop having these men thinking that these men are going to meet these expectations that are just not reachable. You're expecting men to be who they have not evolved into right then and there. And you're getting the low vibrating entity. You're getting the old creature. You're not getting the new creature. You're not getting the rehabilitated mind state. You're getting the fuck nigga. Period. I don't care how good he looks, what he drives. At the beginning of the day, FN. Fuck nigga. And you're going to get fuck nigga problems. Why do you keep thinking that you're going to get good things coming from a bad boy? You're going to continue to live your worst life as long as you're in a situation with a fuck nigga. I thought I could change him. Look, you can buy him as many J's as you want to. You can buy him a Challenger. You can buy him all kind of matching outfits. You can do all these things. At the beginning of the day, sis, if he's a fuck nigga, he's going to do fuck nigga shit. And you're over here trying to be wife E when you need to understand that E and wife E, and I'm not talking about the Y spell, I'm talking about the wife E, it stands for exit. E stands for exit. Wife E, exit. Exit stage left because this ain't right. You keep getting you're having babies by known thugs in the streets that have bodies on their belt, and you want to be pregnant by Decorius. Decorius Glockhot. That's his nickname, Glockhot. And this is the nigga who you're having a baby by. This nigga has 4 rap songs on YouTube, and they all have been filmed in the cemetery. And you didn't see none of the red flags? I couldn't. It was dark. It's gonna be dark forever. I just wanted some protection, so that's why I decided to have a baby by a known gangster. Now it's you and the baby at the funeral. Or, because of the street beef, maybe it's him at your funeral. Fuck nigga shit. Having babies over here, over there, in this state, in that state. Not taking care of none of these kids. You a pregnancy predator. You out here having children left or right, and you don't take care of none of your kids. What the fuck? You hella whack. I'm just trying to spread my seed and keep my lineage going. Why in the world do you think in the tribes we want that bullshit to keep going? That shit needs to have cinder blocks. Stop spreading your lineage in this world if your lineage is low vibrating and is with the fuck shit right now. Until you can break these generational curses, and including the ones inside of yourself, You don't need to be having children. Is that my daddy? Maybe. Is that my daddy? Could be. Is that my daddy? Pick a name out the hat. That shit should not be. Pregnancy predators. Dealing with fuck niggas, dealing with fuck bitches. Some of you niggas had to scoot over Cheetos, Jack in the Box fries, an old ass hamburger, hella Tonka trucks, moldy ass socks, unfolded laundry, dirty diapers. You had to scoot over roach carcasses. You had to move the weed off the bed just to hit it. It took you 20 minutes to clear the space to hit it. Some of you niggas, I mean, shit, it was telltale signs. She ain't wiped her baby's nose since the baby been born. The baby got a whole a whole freaking Incredible Hulk coming out of his nose right now. Baby nose ain't been wiped since the baby been born. You see how she take care of her kids, and you still finna go over there and hit it. And you still finna get her pregnant. And you still came inside of her. And you want to know why you got braille on your penis now. You want to know why you itching. You want to know why things are the way they are. Look at where you're at, bro, right now with your socks on and your pants down. Look at who you're getting pregnant. And she's an op. She a nasty ass op. She's still a op. You got up from the bed and had to wipe Cheeto crumbs off of your knees. You had a Hot Wheel stuck on your thigh, laying with this broad. You don't care. Some of you know what type of females you're having sex with, and you want to know why the fuck shit keeps happening. That's why she's on top of the hood of your car right now, nigga, 8 months pregnant. Why didn't you call her? That's what she's asking you in front of the whole hood. Who the fuck is this bitch? That's why she's running down the street, acting a damn fool. 8 months pregnant behind your fuck nigga ass. Yes. All bullshit that leads to urban crimes. You're trying to get out the hood. She won't get off the hood. You warned her. You honked. You hit the gas. She fell off. You accidentally ran over her. Problems. Because of the lies. Some of you niggas love to tell lies to get the pussy. I'm speaking rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts. Some of you women love to tell lies to get the dick. All kind of fucking lies. Just to woo him in, just so you can have sex for the energy. You need the energy. You need the energy. So what? Yeah, you're around for the first couple months, but then you on the back of a milk carton. Until that child support paper comes, and now you're ready to kill her. The pregnancy predator. Insanity rocks the cradle. We'll be right back after this commercial break. You just took playing That's My Car to a whole nother level. The latest episode of the Tour on the Sister Speak show is available on demand now. Rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts. On this episode, jacking for more than beats, the effects of GTA and rap music, confessing to crimes over beats, lyrics leading to arrest. On the tour, we're covering all aspects of the music industry, including interviews with musicians, managers, songwriters, producers, music groups, DJs, and exclusive music and concert reviews. Either you're playing the video game or the video game is playing you. Click the link for the latest episode on the Sister Speak show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Be careful. Brotherhood, sisterhood, leadership. Those are the qualities that you were looking for when you were joining. Not humiliation. The latest episode of The Culture Climate on the Sister Speak show is available on demand now. Rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts on this episode. Death before degree, hazing in fraternities and sororities. On The Culture Climate, we're covering what others are afraid to cover in the village, including controversial conversations, taboo subject matters, addressing the inner me's, exposing the enemies, interviews, audio from video clips, international, national, local news affecting the village. Click the link for the latest episode on the Sister Speak show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action, a talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Remember, you don't have to die to belong. Now all I need is a Superfly blazer and a pair of shorts for my photo shoot, sis. Have you made any progress? Everything has to be fly. I'm a professional stylist for a reason, sis. I found these two pieces from KK Lachey. They're perfect for your photo shoot. Sitting pics now. Oh, these are lit. Book the look, sis. I ordered the outfit already, sis. Your photo shoot is going to be epic. The summer sale at KK Lachey is going on now. With these looks and more in stock, you're guaranteed to find the look that you need, whether it's for a photo shoot or a day or night out. Shop kklachey.com and get ready. The look, the feel, the vibe. kklachey.com. Welcome back. You're listening to the Suspense Files on the Sister Speak show. I'm your host, Sister Speak. The Suspense Files covering the who, what, when, where, why. In urban crime, brothers and sisters, I'm serious about what I'm saying. I make no apologies for what I'm saying. Understand this. Another part of the fuckery, the insanity that rocks the cradle is the paternity fraud aspect of the pregnancy. Saying you're pregnant by one man, knowing it's another man's baby. Leading a whole scheme and scam based on your womb and misidentifying the right man as the father. Having a child grow up believing that he is the offspring of one party when he's really the offspring of another. And the coldest aspect of it is the women who do it repetitively, the ones who have done it to men multiple times, the ones who have committed paternity fraud 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many times in order to keep the lie going, to manipulate, to gain money, to defraud the government. There's an array of reasons why this specific insanity rocks the cradle. And you women who have babies by men knowing good and damn well that this man is not the father, do you not think that there is not a price to pay? I don't understand why this even type of scandal, scam, insanity is even still manifesting, for the simple fact you can't stop a man from looking you cannot stop that child from looking how he or she is going to look. And God is great about pulling the looks from the biological father's side and hitting every single child with those looks to where it is undeniable, to where those children will be the elephant in the room. And now you're sitting in a position where you don't know which day your shit is going to get exposed. It's the day that the child started looking like the real baby daddy. Do you really think that you can get away with it? Do you really think that the Most High God honors bullshit ass lineages, false lineages, pseudo surrogate situations that are based upon manipulation and deception? You really think the Lord honors you having one man wholeheartedly believing on the depths of his soul that these are his children, only to find out that they're not? Do you think that this man is not going to experience feelings of rage, wanting to almost really, literally decapitate you and for you to meet your demise? Some men, but the men who have had spell work put on them, you'd be amazed that even after them finding out all the fuckery, how they still stay moving forward. So when you are insane enough to rock the cradle in that manner, it's a matter of time before that major tower comes to where your shit is exposed. Because what you cannot do is have any child or children believing that this man or these men are the fathers, and only to find out that they're not, and not think that the children are going to have an adverse effect and feel a certain type of way because of the reaping, the karma that will occur as a result. Here it is that I thought this man was my father. Now I have to unlearn this man potentially and then go over here and get to know this other nigga. Mama, and your children don't know that you're a whore off the bat. They only find out that you're a whore later on in life. And that's when you're devastated, when your children one day realize that they're fucked up in the head because of the fact that you pass them around from family to family to family, finding daddy after daddy after daddy to cover up the fact that you're a whore, to cover up an affair, to cover up some type of statutory rape situation. Whatever it is, here it is, and you know that this man ain't the daddy, and you are going to do everything you can to keep this secret going. Because you think you got it like that. No, your pussy's not the bomb. Your pussy is the bum. Yeah, the bum. Cardboard pussy. Yes. Cobwebs. Yes. Insane. Insane. Prickly. A snare. But I don't want a snare in the sense of just being a lure, but not because you're tight. You're giving birth. You're so loose, your babies come out in the first trimester. I'm just saying, keep it 100. When are we going to stop with the bullshit? I will go there if I have to, because if you have committed paternity fraud, what can I say to you? What can I say? There are women who want to have babies and they go about it the natural way. There are women who don't want to have children at all. There are people who actually vibrate in a way to where this is just unfathomable. They're in shock. They're clutching their chain. They're grabbing their purse. They are appalled at what is being reported, but it still happens in the village, and something needs to be done about it. Because the urban crime is being committed right now. There's somebody having sex right now, unprotected, with somebody who they have no business laying with. And they're giving birth to more than just a baby. They're giving birth to insanity. The energy. Are you desperate to have a baby? Are you desperate to get somebody pregnant? Are you mad because she's pregnant? Are you mad because he got her pregnant? What are the lengths that you're willing to go? Are you a nanny? Pretending to be one actually, but you have a secret that either you're going to take this baby with you, or no one will live in the home. Are you a nanny that's looking to possibly lay with the husband? You are a pregnancy predator. What role do you play in the maternity ward? Why did you decide to work in the maternity ward? That belly bump. Oh, I didn't know you were pregnant. How many months? 4. 4 months since I ordered it on Amazon. Is it a secret in the crew? Is it a secret amongst the girls? Is this what you guys do? Pregnancy scams? See how much money you can get? Saying that you'll have an abortion, but you're really going to go and buy you something because these niggas are suckers. And let me tell you something. Everything has an expiration date, including your insanity. There's a time, there's a place where you're going to start to go into labor in the spirit. And you're going to be wondering, where are all these pains and contractions coming from? Why? I didn't know I was pregnant. No. You didn't. You have to understand, the moment that you decided to walk into this fuckery, that fuckery was being conceived for you in the spirit realm as well. That's why you're contracting. It's your time. to get your just due. That's the only way you're going to unvibrate from that lower level. There's only two people who listen to this show. Those who want to change, those who don't. And then in the want to change, those are the ones who are changing. I don't know where you are, but I will tell you this. If you're a pregnancy predator, you're insane. You're a menace to maternity. The who, the what, the when, the why in urban crime on the Suspense Files. Tonight's episode. Insanity rocks the cradle. The pregnancy predator. Congratulations or nah. Gender reveal or predator reveal. Yahweh loves the little children. Do you? Be careful. Be very careful. Hookups can be deceiving. The last thing you want is to have to fight while pregnant. To be disappointed because your trap didn't work and now you're sitting behind bars. Sitting behind bars because you're a player and you're just playing just to play. Such and such and such and such sitting in the tree. KISSING. First comes love. Then comes marriage. Then comes the baby and the baby carriage. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer, my God, my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. Blessed be the name of the Most High God and Yahweh. I'm divinely protected, and so is my listening audience. I return to sender all negative energy. I reverse all negative energy. I banish all negative energy, satanic energy, demonic energy. It has an adverse effect in your bosom immediately, the karma. Warriors, mount up.